Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Ritan, and this is a Blue Collar Wine Show where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely and I help you learn about wines. I'm very excited for this episode. We're going to look at obscure grape varietals that maybe people in the U.S. have not heard of. As we mentioned before, I think Ashley Trout mentioned it, 75% of the wines consumed in the U.S. are spread over 3 grapes, possibly 4. I think we're talking Cab, Chard, Pinot Grigio, Gris, and Pinot Noir. Those 4 grapes, 3 or 4 grapes, that's what people buy and drink in the U.S., which, you know, kind of crazy when you think about it because there are so many different varietals out there. So my job is to help people expand their palate horizons. I appreciate that many of my customers that come into my department are willing to experiment. And, you know, I always have a pick of the month that I put out there, and it's usually not a varietal that people have heard of, and people are willing to try it, which is really great. I like people to try new things, and I like you guys to try new things as well. So let's get started right away with the Pilota 2021, Pilota Hondarrabi Zuri. That's the name of the grape. Zuri means white in Basque, because this wine is from the Basque region of Spain, and it's from the Giulia-Friuli region of that. That's the DO, or the Hondarrabi Zuri is known. These are wines up in the Basque region. This is their main white wine that they drink up there. Obviously, they have a lot of seafood, so you expect it to be a seafood wine. They have a little spritz on them from time to time. I know we'll see if this one has as much as some have in the past. So kind of a nutty melon apple thing going on. And maybe we can get a little bit of white peach in the background. Let's see what we get on the palate. Yeah, there's a little tingle on the tongue, kind of like a Vino Verde. Green apple all day on the mouth. A little bit of lemons, you know, somebody just squeeze a little bit of lemon on a green apple. That's what I'm getting. A lot of minerality. If you're into mineral-driven whites, this is definitely mineral-driven. A little bit on the lighter side. The white peach kind of hits on the mid-palate, drives into the finish. Very fresh, clean, good acidity, nicely balanced, fresh wine. I mean, you know, I know you can get Vino Verdes for, you know, between $9 and $12. Lots of them out there. But this has more complexity, a little more interesting than a Vino Verde. Don't get me wrong, I like Vino Verde. There's not the spritz on this one as much. Very little tingle on the tongue. Yeah, very clean. Now, I could really dig this with oysters, clams, mussels. Be fantastic. In fact, I love mussels. So if you could splash a little bit on the mussels and then drink this with it, oh, it'd be absolutely fantastic. Just saying. Did I mention Zuri means white? Hondarrabi Zuri. Just cool to say it. I also like to say Cioccolini. And I'm repeating that because it's spelled T-X-A-K-O-L-I-N-A. Cioccolini. There you go. You'll be the smartest person in your wine group when you spit that one out. I like it. I'm even getting just a slight kind of mango thing going on underneath. Fantastic wine. Great seafood wine. I'm going to go straight up B minus B. Let's move on. Cantina, Puiatti, Ribolla, Gialla. This is 2021. And again, now this is from Friuli, but it's a particular area in Friuli, up in northeast. Venezia, Giulia is the IGT, 2021. And evidently they do this Ribolla Gialla from not only in northeast Italy, but in Slovenia. And the really cool fact, and this blew my mind when I read it, This rivals Vermentino as far as popularity in Italy, which is nuts. Of course, probably northern Italy, because Italy's funny. You go to wine shops in Italy and they only carry the wines that they grow in those areas. So it's not like when you walk into a wine shop here and you got wines from all over the place. They kind of they're loyal to their area, which is kind of cool. This is a very pale straw color. You can see that one was really cool. This is not. Let's see what we get on the nose. Well, this is kind of perfume. This is interesting. I get like a honeydew melon, a little bit of peach, white peach, apple, hedging towards kind of more of a red apple. Just a touch of, I get a whiff of stink, old world kind of, I say stink, I don't mean stink, I mean just, you know, old world nose on this one. Yeah, let's see what we get on the palate. Cool flavors, man. Now that was this one where the Pilota, the Hondarrabi Zuri, was more fresh. This has some complexity to it, boys and girls. Sorry. I get a little peach, mango, apple, melon. It really expands on the mid palate and into the finish, but it's very fresh, good acidity, nicely balanced, nice integration, lots of flavors in this bad boy. It'd be fun to taste this in a group. Buy yourself a bottle of Ribolla Gialla and taste it with a group. And always fun to be in a group tasting, and you have to encourage your people to say like, wow. Just reach out there and give what you smell and taste and all that. Don't be afraid. It doesn't matter. Nobody's right or wrong. It's just, you know, I've been in group tastings where I could not identify a flavor or a smell, and somebody there said it and they nailed it. And it's not power of suggestion. It's just the fact that you couldn't nail that for whatever reason. Maybe you're a little stuffed up. Maybe you're, you know, things aren't right with your olfactory senses that day. Or maybe you just can't, there's not that, you know, sometimes you just can't reach out and find that flavor, even though you know what it is. Very nice wine. I'm going to go B plus A minus. It's a solid wine. Very fresh. Again, this one, great seafood wine, but also be nice with like game hen or roasted chicken. You know, it just has enough depth to it, but still fresh and clean and balanced. I love that wine. Love that wine. Let's move on. Now, I just learned about this one about a year ago. The grape is called Inzolia, out of Sicily. It's funny, I was just in Sicily last year and I don't remember running across one of these. This is a 2022 Tenuta Sallier di Letture Inzolia from Sicily. It rolls in at, again, under $20 at $18. Inzolia. They now evidently in Sicily they like to blend this with Catarratto or Grillo, two grapes. Also, we need to review some of those because those are also grapes that maybe some people have not heard of. Catarratto is amazing. Let's go over there. Okay, there we go. We got it all set up. So this is Inzolia, a blending grape, but you can imagine in Sicily, and they grow a lot of this in the Palermo region, around Palermo. Again, this is like the last one, kind of a golden straw colored, but not too gold, light straw colored, I meant to say. Let's see what we get on the nose. So definitely some apple notes, melon. I'm getting a little white peach, but not very strong. Maybe slight kind of nuttiness on the nose. Okay, let's see what we get on the palate. I'm definitely getting that kind of weight, depth on the palate. I get apple notes, lemon, not lemon, apple, melon. White peach. There's a definite, what am I trying to say? Texture to this wine. I can see why they blend it with Catarrado or Grillo to give it that. It has definitely a texture, a depth on the texture of this wine. It's still fresh, but the finish, especially, I get that. It just seems like it's white peach, mango, but very light. Very light with a little bit of maybe filbert thing thrown in there. Fantastic wine, good integration, nice and fresh, clean, but has some depth to it. I know when I first tried this about a year ago, I was blown away. I was like, really? Pretty impressive wine. And it is under $20. It rolls in at about 16, 17 bucks. And impressive. And long finish, I'm still tasting it. So I'm going to go B plus A minus on this one as well. So guys, if you haven't reached out to try new wines, I encourage you to do it. We're getting closer to, we're into spring, getting closer to summer. These are great wines for the summer. All would go with salad, all would go with shellfish, white fish. This one, maybe a little bit of roasted chicken if you're doing some barbecue chicken. So, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe so you can see what's coming up. I want to give a quick shout out to a couple of, just give me a second here, I don't want to take too long, but to some new subscribers. Let me see if I can find them real quick. Sometimes, you just kind of can't find it. I'll do it on the next episode. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars wisely.